my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverley and it is so lovely to see you today. In this video I thought we would sit down and have a chat about how to make YouTube more accessible to the disabled community, but we'll be colouring in some witchy colourings. So grab whatever you're going to be crafting and let's get to it. So I used to do just this kind of video where I'd just sit and talk to you guys, but recently I've really got into crafting, witch crafting that is. Did you like that little pun? I bet you did. I kind of miss just being able to come and talk about whatever's going on in my life, whatever's going on in my noggin. So I thought we could sit down and have a little chit chat about accessibility and how to make YouTube better for the disabled community and why that's important. But I thought at the same time we'd do a bit of adult colouring to keep us calm and help us relax. This is a colouring book I bought with my own money. I'll leave a link to it down below. It's quite a good little witchy colouring book, so if you would like it, follow the link. No pressure or anything, not sponsored or anything like that. It wasn't gifted to me, I just treated myself as you do for self-care and mental health. Good times. So I really hope that you will join with me in making this space better for those of us with disabilities. But grab your knitting, your crafting, your colouring in, your painting, whatever it is you're doing at the moment. Go and grab it. Let's settle in for some colouring and a little chat. So here we are. These are the pens that I'm going to be using. They are dual tip, so they're pretty good. And here's the colouring book. It's a really nice witchy colouring book, and I thought I'd be able to like cut out things to be able to put into my crafting projects and my grimoire and things. I thought that'd be a really good fun thing to be able to do. So yeah, here we are. Today's picture is a snake, a potion bottle, feathers, crystals, tarot cards. It's very witchy. So I'm going to be colouring the snake with a lovely like forest green. It's really dark, really lovely. While we talk about why accessibility is important, and it's really important because everybody deserves to be able to enjoy entertainment, whether they are visually impaired, whether they have processing disorder or anything like that. They should be able to do and enjoy everything. We're all equals, right? But also, why as a YouTuber should you care about this? And for me, I think it's because disabled people are the biggest minority in the world, bigger than any other minority. And so by not making your videos accessible to these people, you are missing out on a good proportion of people who are blind, visually impaired, people who need to have subtitles for whatever reason, or they need things explaining a bit better for whatever reason. You're stopping those people wanting to watch your videos. And why would you want to stop anybody watching your videos? You want audience, you want watch times, etc. So I think by being short-sighted in that way, you're really missing out. But also, why would you want to make it so that people are unable to enjoy the world, right? Everyone deserves to enjoy things, no matter who they are. So I just think it takes a little bit of extra time, maybe. It means that you've got to do things in a little bit of a different way, but it is going to make your videos so much more accessible, so much easier. But also, on top of that, think of people who are not disabled, who can utilize these things, like a breastfeeding parent who needs to be up in the middle of the night and they want to watch something while their child's asleep on them, or somebody who is at the gym working out. These people might not necessarily be able to watch your videos with the sound on. And so having subtitles means they're able to enjoy it. Or what about people who are doing other things and have your video on in the background for company? If you're describing what you're doing, what you're looking at, especially if you like crafting or thrifting clothes, that sort of thing, which is the content that I make, then describing things means they can still enjoy your video, even if they're busy and they have to do other things. So it just takes a little bit of thought. And I think we're going to talk about subtitling. So now we're moving to a dusky pink colour to do the belly of the snake. Just recently, the ever wonderful Jack Black did a TikTok short video about subtitling and how important it is for parents to turn on subtitles as it helps their children to learn to read. And this really made me think about how important subtitling is for everyone. Like, there's so many people who use subtitles for a million reasons. And so it's really important not to just make assumptions for your audience and to instead make it as accessible as possible. I see so many really big creators have only auto-generated subtitles. And if that's what you do, please go and watch your videos muted with just the subtitles on, and you will see why they are dreadful. We're swapping over to a peachy colour now to colour in some stars along the back of the snake. Please go through and watch some of your videos and realise just how bad they are. We're just not at that point where AI can do subtitles well enough, especially if you have an accent, if you're from another country, if you're not American, basically. It struggles with my accent, and I don't even have a very strong accent. So please go and watch your videos with the auto-generated subtitles on if you think that they are good enough. Now we're colouring the cork bottle cork, whatever, in with like a goldy brown colour. So I have disabilities, I struggle a lot with energy, and so I had to find a really easy, simple way to subtitle my videos without having to write every single word out. And I do it really, really easily. All you have to do is upload your video one day, at least a day before it goes live. If you do premieres on your channel, then you will already be doing that. Now I'm changing over to a lovely bright blue colour to colour in one of the plants. I want it to look really magical and spoopy. Then before you put the video out, go into your homepage and just where it says cards and things like that, and you can add those things. You will see that they have a little section for subtitles. Click on that and then edit timings, and you can then go through, watch your video, edit any words that are wrong, any timings that are incorrect, move things around, make sure it says what kind of music is playing, if there's any like sounds that people can hear, that sort of thing. Just get it all down in there, press save, and Bob's your uncle. Now I'm going to be using 3 different shades of light blue to make the crystal look a bit more 3D like, you know, as you do, getting arty with it. Then all you have to do is put CC in brackets in your title, and everyone will know that you have subtitles on your videos, and it just makes it that much easier for people to enjoy with the subtitles on, because they will actually be correct. And you haven't had to write out every single word or pay people a lot of money to do this job for you. It's very, very simple, very easy to do, and free. So there's no excuses. It's so easy to do. So most creators think that's it. I've added subtitles. That's there you go. I'm accessible, but it's not true. People who are visually impaired or blind, they like to watch videos as well. I've known creators who are both visually impaired and blind, so they deserve to be able to enjoy your videos as well. We all do. So how can you make it easier for somebody who can't see very well to enjoy watching something? And this is all coming down now to explaining what you're looking at and what's going on the screen. You may have noticed throughout this video that I am saying what colours I'm using. I am explaining what part of the colouring book experience I'm colouring in, and that's really important. So now swapping from blues to a light purple to colour in the potion bottle. Explaining what's going on the screen, the colours, the things that are happening, especially if you're doing like clothing or crafting, that sort of thing, any kind of artwork, then trying your best to explain. Now, if you're anything like me, you won't be the best at explaining things, but I think people appreciate the attempts, and the more you do it, the more it just becomes second nature to you. I assure you that after a while you'll just start describing things a lot better than you have been. I know we all like going for smooth, quick videos, but just taking that few extra seconds to describe what's going on the screen and what people can see makes life so much easier for people who are, once again, visually impaired, but also people who are using your video as background noise, which does happen a lot. People don't have a lot of extra time these days, so they might be cleaning the living room or looking after a baby or something like that and just have it on in the background. So being able to understand what's going on the screen is a really great way of just making it accessible for everybody, and means that people who are visually impaired are going to enjoy your videos so much more. The last thing I just want to touch on is language and how we speak. I think quite often we forget that words can be very harmful and very painful to people. Words like the N word, very much well known that you don't say it, but is that the same with disability? Just a thought. Now we're swapping over to a kind of a skin colour because I want the eyeball label to look like it's a person, because I'm a little bit psycho like that. But yeah, language matters, and there are quite a few words that we in the disabled community do not like and do not use. The R word is one of them. I'm not going to say that word, but look it up if you can't figure it out. We don't use that word. Things like stupid and old-fashioned language, I should say. I'm using a pink now to colour in little label details. But just consider what you're saying. Also, things like housebound, wheelchair-bound are very outdated and old-fashioned ways of talking. Now I'm using a bright blue for the stalk that goes in the middle of the feather. Then I'm changing over to a dark purple to do the actual feather itself. And I think it's important to just remember that language changes over time. And many disabled people in the past wouldn't have had a lot of autonomy, would have been in care homes, and not many people just in general society would have seen disabled people or interacted with them. And now we're on social media, we're influencers, we're making content, we are out and living our lives, and it's amazing. But it means that we're also able to say, I don't want to hear that word. I don't think it's very nice to say that. Things like that, we can stand up for ourselves a lot more than we could in the past. So just bear that in mind, that we can say if we don't like something. I'm using a lovely light tan colour now to do the last plant. And as I do that, all I ask is that you think before you speak, go through your edits, go through your language, and just make sure you're not saying things that are going to upset or hurt anybody in your audience or anybody at all, because why would you want to? But if you get anything from this video, I hope that you remember that everyone's different. Everyone in your audience has different needs and wants, and you are never going to make your video accessible to every single person. But by doing a few extra steps and trying just that little bit harder means a lot to people in the disabled community who haven't been considered very much over the years. Now I'm choosing a gold colour to go around the tarot cards, and I just want to throw it out to you. What do you wish YouTubers would do to make their videos more accessible for you and your needs? I'm going for a lighter gold colour now to do, it's the Ace of Cups, so there's a cup, goblet in the middle of the card. And yeah, what can we do to make it better? What can I do to make my videos better? I know I need to get better at remembering to do things. I do have memory issues, but I do my best. And the last thing I'm going to do here on this colouring page is a light blue background for the sky on the Ace of Cups tarot card, which I love the Ace of Cups. Let me know what your favourite tarot suit is, because mine's definitely the cups. I am so cuppy, cup-like, cuppish, I don't know. Anyway, here you go, the final picture. It is almost complete. I'm just going to add some yellow to the stars and glittery bits around the outside, or the magique, as you could say. And yeah, I really enjoyed doing this picture with you. I hope you enjoyed it too. And I hope this video gives you some different ways to make your videos even more accessible to everybody who'd like to watch. So there is my finished picture. I'm not the best colouring, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not the best at colouring, but I really enjoy just sitting here and spending time with you all, and I hope that you enjoyed it as well. So if you enjoyed this video and you would like more of these, or if you'd like me to do lives just colouring in and just vibing, let me know. Leave me a comment, leave this video a cheeky little like, so I know and the YouTuberverse knows that you enjoyed it, and it will help it get spread out just that little bit more, and it would mean so much to me. Don't forget as well to click the links down below for Patreon and Ko-fi. I know everyone's struggling at the moment, so no pressure at all. If all you can do is like, comment and subscribe, that means the world to me. Don't forget as well, if you are new here, click that subscribe button, ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here on Fridays, sometimes on a Monday, just depends what's going on in my life, you know. Just sometimes I feel like popping in for an extra video, and I hope you like that. And while we take a last look at the finished picture, I'd like to throw a shout out to all my Patreons. Thank you, Ravin. Thank you to Kirsty Nelms, who does all my branding. Her links are down below. Thank you to Margaret Finlay. A huge thank you to Sarah O'Donoghue, who is amazing and keeps us all safe in the Patreon Discord server. And last but certainly not least, a huge thank you to Lindsay Winstanley. Again, if you'd like to help me out and subscribe over on Patreon, it's just £2 a month and you do get extras. Take care everyone, and have a wonderful, wonderful, magical week. Bye.